What's going on YouTube? Good morning. We have got a leg day today with some delts. I'm going to record it. Don't have a mic yet, unfortunately. So I'm going to record the exercise, all the top sets, and then I will put my kind of face cam thing in there as well. Nothing much else to say. For some reason, everyone likes watching another man work out, myself included. Bit of a fetish, I can't lie. But we're going to get in there. Session breakdown is as follows. Starting off with delts, as they are a weak point. I'll put a photo on screen. They look good in some angles. But then from other angles, I look like my shoulder has been hit with a fucking sledgehammer and it's just cut the rear delt off. So 3 sets on the reverse fly, the padded reverse fly. Why do I look so fucking pale in this? I go to the solarium, I promise. And then we're gonna move into the adductor, 2 sets there with a rest pause. Full stacking that now with some extra weights, that's pretty cool. Then a leg extension, 2 sets, a top set of one top set of 6 to 10 with a back off of 8 to 12. And then we have 2 sets of the lying leg curl, same layout. Top set of 6 to 10, back off of 10 to 12. Then the big daddy compound lifts of the movement. We've got the squat press, set of 6 to 10, back off of 8 to 12. And then we've got a easy bar, barbell, whatever, 45-degree hip extension for the hammies and the glutes, and then finishing off the workout with some donkey calf raises. Not too much volume. I actually haven't trained legs for over a week because I got my tattoo done. I finished off my arm last Tuesday, and today's Tuesday, so a week exactly. And like every time I train after getting a tattoo, it just flares up, the skin gets disgusting. So yeah, I woke up this morning and I was like, you know what? I might just drop the weight a little bit, you know, I don't want to get too sore. Fuck that, Ronaldo lost today, I'm doing it for the GOAT. So we're going in with the weights we did last time we did legs last week. So gonna be fucking sore tomorrow, definitely, but as a leg day, man, you gotta just learn to cope with the pain, I guess. But yeah, excited, love this session. The flow's really good. Pump the rear delts up, get the priority muscle out of the way, adductors get warm, quads get warm, hammies get warm. By the time we're up to the compounds, man, we're not too fatigued, we're zoned in, and we're ready to fucking rip and tear. So let's get in there. Goal is progression across every set today, especially the top sets, all right? But keeping the form nice and controlled, making sure we're not bouncing out of the bottom, making sure we're making it as nasty as fucking possible. Leg training in itself is hard. Everyone has legs. Not many people have them very developed, right? It comes from that slow eccentric. It comes from being intentional with the movement, especially on big movements, leg presses, even leg extensions. Not just coming down and flicking the weight up without any intent, okay? Really embracing that eccentric where it fucking hurts, bracing really hard, and then pushing through the target muscle. How many people do leg extensions and it looks like they're having sex with the pad? You got no fucking quads that way, right? So we wanna make every rep as hard as possible. My arm's getting sore now. Let's get in there and ready to fucking rip and tear. All right, first exercise, me setting up the camera. Padded rear delt fly first. So you're probably thinking, why the fuck are you doing rear delts on leg day? I want to bring them up. They are a weak point. And this goes for every other muscle group you want to bring up, or your weakest muscle group you want to bring up. Start with it first. Rear delts do not, let's say, fatigue the legs. Rear delts do not get involved in any leg training. So doing them first, get them out of the way, simple. So 3 sets here, 2 top sets of 8 to 12 with a back off of 10 to 15. Now, a few things I like to think about with the rear delt is before I even start the movement, or this goes for rear delt training in general, before I even start the movement, I'm protracting my shoulder blades forward and just thinking about sweeping out to the side. All the boys and girls on board will know the number 1 cue I give with a rear delt fly is push the arms as straight out in front of you as you can and think that there are $100 bills either side of you and you were just trying to reach them all, scrape them all, bring them all in to take home and spend on whatever you like, okay? Keeping the shoulder blades forward. A lot of people will complain, I feel my traps, because there is protraction and retraction occurring when you're doing your rear delt fly, all right? Very simple fix. Keep them protracted first, keep them there. Do not move them, and you are just sweeping out to the side, coming as far back as you can, normally a bit past the torso. When the rear delt's fully shortened and contracted, there we go. That's your rear delt fly done, okay? Now, as you fatigue, the traps are gonna wanna get involved because they are a bigger muscle group, secondary in this movement. They're gonna wanna help out, okay? Keep the shoulders forward and just think about collecting all that money. Very simple, yeah, easy way to start off. Then next exercise we move into is the adductor. I know the quality or the camera is shit because there's a machine, anyone that trains at Metroflex, there's a hip thrust machine right in the middle of this kind of area. So it's hard to get the full angle. Anyway, it's got the main angle, which is my legs. Not gonna lie, they look pretty fucking juicy in this. So this is what I do first with my lower movements. Adductors really help out with stabilizing bigger movements like a leg press, a pendulum, etc. The cues here, when you start this exercise, you don't have to start all the way back to the point where you're looking like fucking Mia Khalifa getting ready to get pumped, all right? Everyone's mobility through their hips is different. Come back to the point, the starting position with the handle on the side there, as you can see. to where you feel the stretch, that's far enough. You don't need to literally rotate all the way around your hip flexors and your glutes. You're gonna tear an adductor that way, okay? Really intentional with this. So this is the top set I did, the stack plus a little plate on the side too. Don't know if you can see it, there we go. All I think about here is just squeezing the inner part of my thigh and my knee into that pad and holding it at the top. Every single rep is calculated. It's intentional. We're not wasting reps. That's a very big point to take into every factor of training. Do not waste reps, make them all count, okay? Tempo's controlled from the first rep to the last rep. The only thing that's changed is how fast my concentric is, okay? Beautiful exercise to warm up for leg day. As it is winter here in Sydney, Australia, it's fucking freezing. So making sure we're primed. There we go, done. Actually hit a PB there as well. Really good movement to warm everything up before getting into our main quad work. So first quad exercise here, third exercise of the session is a leg extension. This is actually the back off set. I forgot to record the top set. I think I had 3 plates, a 10 and maybe a 5, dropped down here. So top set 6 to 10, this is the 8 to 12 set. So you'll notice here, like the adductor, like the re-delt fly and every other exercise and movement in this session, every rep is calculated. The only thing that's changing is how fast I'm lifting it. As you fatigue, that is the only thing that should change, okay? Making sure I'm getting all the way down. As much knee flexion as possible, getting in and behind that 90 degree. You come down, it's 90 degrees. You want to get a little bit past it, a little pause, and flex through the quad. You can see my hips are staying on the floor. I'm not thrusting them up. I'm locking myself in, pulling myself back and down into the handles. All that is happening is I'm extending my leg and letting it flex down, okay? Really good here too. I'm a big believer in pre-exhaustion, okay? I'm probably naturally stronger than most other people on my body weight, so I can get carried away with the weight. As you can see, grinding out these reps, getting as much blood in the quads as possible. Then we move into our subsequent compound exercise. This rep felt like 20 fucking minutes, I'm not gonna lie. Beautiful there, PBs on both. Next, we've got the lying leg curl. 2 sets here with a rest pause. So this is actually the second set, so I can show you the rest pause, okay? Cues with the lying leg curl. And even the seated one too, is all that should be happening is you're curling your leg. Hence the exercise name, lying leg curl, seated leg curl. It's not a hip thrust. It's not a lift your spine up off the pad. It's not a lift your pelvis up off the pad. You are trying to isolate the muscle here. So what I like to think about, you can see me holding the handles down below the machine there, is I'm pulling myself in, my back's nice and straight. All I'm thinking about is bringing my heels to my bum and squeezing, okay? You'll also notice I don't come the whole way down. The further and further you come down, you feel the tension slip off, almost like a bicep curl, all right? I like to stop just shy of the lockout towards the bottom, really slow, little brief pause, and pushing my heels as much and as hard as I can into the pad, holding onto the handles as you can see, squeezing. It's literally a bicep curl for the lower body, okay? Now, once you hit failure, we're doing a rest pause. So for those who don't know, a rest pause, it's kind of in the name. You rest 10 to 15 seconds, 20 seconds max after a set, get your breath back, recuperate, and then you're going back in with the same weight. So it's kind of like a drop set, except you're waiting a little bit and you're still using the same weight. Really good intensity technique to break out of a plateau. Also a really easy way to add in more weekly volume across the week, get some more frequency and some more volume across your sets without needing to do so many more countless exercises or sets for that exercise. All right, there we go, we're back in. How do you know you've done a rest pause right is you should be getting maximum half of the reps you got on your first set. That's how you know if you're training hard. So I think I got 9 or 10 reps on the first one, and I think on this one I got 3 to 4, okay? Push your sets hard. Your body does not want to build muscle, hence why you get pain when you train. That pain barrier, going going above that, going beyond that is where that growth is gonna occur. Obviously keeping the form strict, really good way to pump up the hammies before moving in to the Big Daddy compound here. So I like to do hammies before quads just because your hamstring does cross the knee joint. Really easy way. You see myself hyping myself up. Crosses the knee joint, really good way to warm up the knees before a compound like this. So we've got the squat press, top set of 6 to 10 with a back off of 8 to 12. You can see my depth, how much mobility I have. Now you don't have to come as deep as I do. I really do like to work on my mobility to make sure I can get as much range of motion, active range of motion as possible. If you're gonna come down as far as I am, you just wanna make sure your pelvis is not lifting up off the seat, then you're gonna push through your lower back and it's gonna really cause you some grief with some lower back pain. Okay, and as you can see, every rep here is calculated. At least 2 seconds on the way down. 1, 2, little pause, 3, explode out of the hole. Okay, I'm not bouncing, I'm not giving my knees a reason to literally shit themselves. Every rep is calculated, okay? And you can see the bracing before I start. Really big breath in, like someone's gonna hit you in the stomach, holding it, exhaling and almost using it to your advantage, okay? Learning how to brace, learning how to breathe, especially with big movements like this, will be the difference between you progressing one session and not, okay? Using everything to your advantage. You're breathing, you're not cheating, for anyone that's gonna say it is, okay? Coming down really tight, holding, exploding out of the hole, pushing as hard as I can. Okay, this rep felt like 15 seconds. And watching it back, it wasn't actually that long. But yep, progressed on both sets there. Cannot complain. Fucking know you see stars after this. Well, look at my face. Jesus Christ. All right, next, we've got my personal favorite hinging variation for the hammies and glutes, the 45-degree easy bar, hyperextension, glute ham raise, whatever you want to call it. So this is pretty much just like a leg or quad assisted RDL. I do RDLs in my posterior workout. They are very fatiguing, however, so I do like to use a little bit of less load, still get the same kind of movement pattern and stimulus by doing them on a hyperextension machine. So the cues here are to keep your back straight. You can let it round. I've just got previous chronic lower back issues, so I like to, play my cards right. I don't want to be fucking sapping my back in half. All right, you've got your feet on the pad there. You've got your quads supported by the pad as well. I just like to think, slight bend in my knee, let my back stretch forward, keeping it straight, and you'll feel the nicest stretch in your hammies. Now, as you come up, think about and visualize squeezing your hammies and your glutes together. This one is fatiguing and gets heavy very fast. 2 top sets there, 6 to 10 reps. Obviously strap it in so group is not a limiting factor. Then last exercise to complete this leg workout is a donkey calf raise. So I like to actually stretch my calves for a good minute before doing this. I just find, especially when you start to use a lot of weight, like you see the stack moving, my calves and my Achilles are nice and warm before going into something like this. Okay, you can do standing, seated, whatever you like. My gym has the donkey calf raise, so I've got the luxury of using it. All right, 2 top sets here, 8 to 12 reps, I believe. Okay, spending some time at the bottom. Calves are one of those muscles that do actually benefit from a big stretch. Okay, everyone loves using that word. So I like to spend a lot of time at the bottom, feeling all of that blood rush into the calves. And you'll see and notice, I don't actually raise completely to the top of my foot or the ball of my foot, let's say. I kind of stop maybe 80, 90% short. I just find when I do start to go heavier and progress, if I do lock out really hard at the top, look at the dog there, he's full barked at me, I wish there was sound. I find when I raise all the way to the top, a lot of pain through my shin and my Achilles. All right, so finding that sweet spot within your training, I think I progressed on this first one, not the second one. Look at the dog just staring at me. But yeah, coming down, feeling that nice stretch before then returning up, squeezing as hard as I can. This is the best my calves have looked. And all I'm doing is 4 sets a week, but making sure the execution is good. All right, that's pretty much it. Simple leg day, 7 exercises, roughly 14, 15 sets. And yeah, let me know what workout you guys want to see next. Successful session, we rest up. This is the day after I'm recording this and my legs are absolutely shot. We rest up, we go again next week. Progression is the same goal. That is ultimately how training is. Okay, you get in there, set the stimulus, progress, recover, repeat the process. That's how gains are made. Like and follow for more. Hope you enjoyed.